Tell me when to. What's good, y'all? Welcome back, everybody. Episode 4. I know it's been a minute. It's been a while. Things happen. Today's very special guest is me and Alper's English teacher, actually. Hilal Hoca, welcome to the show. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Welcome.
We really changing the game in this sense. I mean, how many people y'all know that are running a podcast and got their current English teacher on the show?
I know, right?
Semester. So that's dope. That's dope. So Hoca, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Thank you so much, Muaz, for this invitation and for this great introduction. You are so kind. I'm happy and yeah, I'm good today. So how are you? How is it going, guys?
You know, up to stress, school exams. I'm sure Leon and Alper would agree. You know, Leon knows.
Yeah.
Final weeks are coming.
Yes. Finals,
at this point,
assignments.
It's about survival at this point, you know. That's why I really like Hoca's class, because it's like a breath of fresh air. Everything else is just hardcore math statistics. So it's nice to, you know, get a breath of fresh air. I told you this before, Hoca, in person. So, you know.
Thank you so much again, Muaz. I also have the same feelings towards this course because I like talking to people about a variety of topics. So in this case, English 211 was perfect for me. So I really like learning about some special topics from the people who are spending time working on them. So it's a great pleasure and great opportunity to teach actually 211. I don't know if I should say teach, but at the same time I'm learning. So this is the special thing about 211, teaching and learning at the same time.
That's the beauty of teaching in general, though, John, because when you teach something, you can really learn something as well. Exactly. So it's like a 2-in-1.
Especially at our university, I think this is really important. I mean, you know, I'm still a student. I'm also a PhD student. So that's what I love about this school as well. I mean, I am learning and I am teaching at the same time. So it means that everybody is, you know, sharing their knowledge with other people around them. So this is the beauty of this school. And luckily, this is the beauty of the course that I'm teaching. Thank you.
Actually, I want to agree with Muaz just on one thing. Muaz said 211 is a breath of fresh air. And I feel like I remember in my English classes, the ones that I took, I think 112 and 211. Those were the best classes that I had in O2, at least among the best. And the ones which I say I had the closest friends from, even more than in my department, because the classes were like an environment where you can sit with each other, you talk to each other. You had to do kind of like team building exercises. I feel like I have more friends from English courses more than the department that I was in. So yeah.
Bro, who's your teacher? Maybe Hoca knows. Do you remember your English teacher?
I don't remember my 112 teacher, but I think 211 I had Erdem. I think I remember she had red hair. Her name was Erdem. This
isn't that a guy name?
Yeah.
It is.
Erdem?
No.
Yeah. It's a guy name, yeah, bro.
It's okay. I mean, I'm happy, you know, on behalf of my, you know, department, I would like to thank you.
Yeah.
We have so many instructors, actually. I mean, it's a very crowded department. And, you know, all of us are trying to do their best, actually. So thank you. Leon, what were you studying?
I was studying civil engineering. Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, so you left school. So what are you doing right now? I'm just curious.
So right now I'm working as an architect right now because, okay, so I mean, it's a really, really long story. So even though I was studying civil engineering, I used to spend a lot of my time like building other skills, because these days, especially with the online age, you can learn a lot of things based on courses that you buy online. Or like, I used to also spend a lot of time in the library with Muaz. We'd go there and just study.
Dorm 2 labs, we will put in the work together. I got there, yes, sir.
Exactly. So right now I'm working. I think I'm gonna finish working this month. Actually, next month I'm gonna go back to school so that I can actually get a degree.
Oh, as you should. Really? As you should. as my mom
I
told us
didn't
as
know
well,
that,
and
bro.
my dad.
That's good.
Actually,
Yeah,
I just told you guys right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because I didn't know
everybody just
that.
found out. Yeah, I mean, working has been nice, but I think, so the guy, actually, I'm working at a Turkish company in Kenya. So this guy decided to trust me, obviously, because I came from Turkey. And also, I think I really impressed him in my interview with him. And he employed me. I've been working with them for 7 months right now. But the thing is, not everybody is going to give me this opportunity, because I think my father really stresses that you should not work for a very long time without having your papers, just in case anything happens. So if you ask me, I would continue working. Getting the money is nice, obviously, but I think education is more important at the end of the day.
Bro, you know, you to add on to your point, bro, you know, my parents told you all the time. My dad told you, like, he doesn't recommend working right after you get your undergrad degree, because once you start working, you know, that money gonna come sweet and you're gonna get tired of education. Like, you want to finish your education, because once you take a hiatus, it's hard to go back to the level that you were previously on, simply because, you know, you enjoy the process of making money. So most definitely, bro. My parents have told me this as well.
100%, bro. I agree
And I'm
with
happy
you.
for you, bro. I've been telling you this.
Yeah, I've been feeling reluctant too, but anyway, it's like I'm gonna go back. Anyway, today is about Hilal Hoca. I guess
Yes.
that's
Yes. So without further ado, let's dive into some of these topics. First of all, Jam, we want to talk about your upbringing a little bit. So in terms of your career, like, why did you pick English? Did you have it on your mind since high school? Dab on that a little bit, please, if you would. You know, talk to us about that.
Well, I had it, when I was a high school student, but to be honest, actually, I was planning to be, I was very good at mathematics when I was a kid. So I was planning,
Okay.
and I didn't know much about professions. So when people ask me what I would want to do, in the future when I grow up, I was always saying that I'm going to be a mathematics, teacher. So that was my plan. But I mean, at the end of the primary school, I don't know, somehow I quit, studying. And I didn't, get high grades, and I was demotivated. So I didn't know what to do. And at high school, I really enjoyed language classes. So I was saying that, I fell in love with another course. So, I mean, after that time, I started studying English, and I was studying at Anatolian Teachers High School. So they were actually preparing us to be teachers. So that's the alternative for me, is to become an English teacher. So that's why actually I became an English teacher.
What city did you go to high school in, Hojam? Like, where were you?
It was in Muğla.
Muğla, okay. Isn't that like the LA of Turkey? Like, beaches everywhere, like boats and stuff, always warm weather, right?
So it's good to hear that, actually. I wasn't thinking about that way, but yeah,
that's what
I
people
think you
say.
can call it Turkey's
Jam,
LA.
where are you from originally? Like, which city?
I'm from Muğla, actually. I mean,
okay.
I was born in Dalaman. I spent some time in Dalaman, but then we moved to Ortaca, but it wasn't, very far from Dalaman. So we actually moved like 15 kilometers. And I studied, I went to Muğla. I mean, I was in the city center during my high school education. And then right now I'm in Ankara. I mean, I went to Middle East Technical University. I'm a graduate of this university. And I loved Ankara. I mean, although I was from Muğla, where you could see, sea, green areas. The winter
no
is,
winter.
No winter, actually. Yeah, you're right. So that's why, I mean, although I was from Muğla, I really loved Ankara. And I spent some time in Istanbul, but again, I mean, I think I love Ankara. That's why I want to come back
That's
here.
First.
No,
so,
I love Ankara too. I miss Ankara so much.
Leon knows Ankara.
When you leave, you're gonna miss it. Trust me.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, bro.
Obviously.
Inshallah, when I come to Kenya in a few weeks to visit you, bro, I ain't gonna miss Ankara. I'm on So when I'm in Kenya, inshallah, I'm not gonna miss Ankara. But I know long term, of course, like, I'm gonna miss my school, my campus, obviously, not really necessarily the city itself, but of course I'm gonna miss my undergraduate days and everything. I agree, you know. So Hojam, you went to in high school. Okay, so you kind of fell in love with English in high school in Muğla. Where did your undergrad? So you came to ODTÜ for that, correct? After from Muğla.
Yes, actually, I skipped one part here. I went to Hacettepe University first. I mean, I hadn't come to Ankara before. I mean, although I hadn't visited Ankara before, I was always, dreaming to be here at Middle East Technical University. So this university has a great reputation and everybody knows about it. Actually, when you are, if you are a high school student in Turkey, you know about Middle East Technical University. I mean, this is most of the students' dream to be here. I was also planning to be here, dreaming about, being a student here. But I didn't get the, scores to be here. So that's why I was a student at Hacettepe University, but then I realized that there was an opportunity to transfer from one university to another. So that's why I prepared all of my documents and came here, applied for the transfer, and then I moved to this university. So that's the story of my, being a student here. Yes.
While you transferring, did you take any exam or something like that, or just?
They just check your, score in the university entrance exam, and they also calculate, by how many points you missed the chance to be here, and they also check your grades. Actually, at Hacettepe University, the courses that you take, and also your scores.
I didn't know that.
There's a chance to do that.
I didn't know that.
This is called yatay geçiş. The same way you can also transfer from Middle East Technical University to Boğaziçi University, for example, or I don't know, maybe Pamukkale University or Ankara University.
Hocam, as far as I know, in yatay geçiş, like you have to take an exam, or I'm mistaken then? Because
I think the only exam that you need to take must be the proficiency exam, but since I was, coming from a language department, they didn't ask me to, take the exam. But for other departments, especially if you are coming from a university where the medium is not English, where the instruction language is not English, you need to take the exam.
Hocam, what were you doing in Hacettepe? English language teaching as well?
Yeah, the department was the same. The department was the same. So that's why I took most of the courses that I need to take. So that's why, I didn't have any difficulties here. And
but I feel like, sorry, go ahead. I will ask later.
Thank you. You're so kind, Leon. So I was dreaming to be a student here. So that's why actually I wished for it according to a lot of religions. What do I mean by this? My high school, classmates and I went to Lithuania, for example, and I prayed there. And then we came back to Istanbul, and I went to a church, and I, had a candle and wished for Middle East University. And during all Hıdrellez events, I was, writing under the roses, ODTÜ. And I was also thinking that maybe God wouldn't understand Turkish, so I was also writing, METU.
You just really wanted it, right?
Yeah, I wanted
ODTÜ is perfect for you. You deserve.
That's called desire.
Everybody, you deserve it. Really.
Dedication.
Thank you so much, Leon. So, for my MA degree, I went to Istanbul, but I was always talking about Middle East Technical University. About the circumstances here, student profile, the teachers, and so on. So. I love the campus and people here.
Right, that's what I wanted to get into next. This is a topic that I'm really looking forward to, and now we can all dab on this. Just METU itself in general. What do we think about it? I just want to let people know, for our fans watching the show, for people that don't understand, like METU, Middle East Technical University, it takes a different level of mental toughness really to study in this school. Like, of course, studying in this school is amazing. Obviously, it's, in my opinion, the most difficult school in Turkey, the best school in Turkey in terms of internationally as well. I think it's the top 100 school in the world. It was top 100 anyways before, and you know, because of political stuff and whatnot. But to me, it's still top 100 education-wise. Like, it's just the system is a very good school, but it's very difficult. Like I said, it takes a different level of mental toughness to study in this school. You know, you're gonna do bad on exams. Most people don't graduate in 4 years. Like, it's hard. So it comes, you know, with the highs and lows. You know, my dad would always tell me, you can get into ODTÜ from the front door, like you can get accepted, but don't leave through the back door. Make sure you get that diploma, because once you come through the front door, there's always the back door exit. People don't graduate, whatnot. So I'm sure you guys will agree to that as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%. I think ODTÜ was very difficult, especially for me. I would say I was in the right university, probably in the wrong department, because I was studying civil engineering. Initially, I always wanted to be an architect. For some reason, my father conveyed me to do civil engineering. I got there, it wasn't what I expected. And yeah, so my time with ODTÜ didn't really end up in the best ways, but I think it's a really nice place. It's a really nice university. But the best thing about ODTÜ is the campus. Like, that is unrivaled, I feel like.
Yep.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I miss it so much. I miss it so
Leon,
much.
because you're a foreign student as well, obviously you're an international student as well. Maybe you would agree to this, but for me, I live in campus. I stay in dorm. I have one-person room. I feel very, very safe in campus, especially as a foreigner. Like, I don't like Kızılay, Sahiye, all these places in Ankara. Especially when I first moved here, I experienced a lot of nationalism and, you know, racism and, you know, weird looking and whatnot. In campus, I feel very safe in campus. It's like my home. It's literally 1/6 of Ankara. It's a humongous country in here. Like, it's a world within itself. You have international students, obviously, a lot of other people doing other things, listening to music, blasting. Like, it's a whole different culture in here. And I just feel so safe within this campus. As soon as I step out of campus, it's like, oh, damn, I'm back on the mean streets of Ankara again. But in campus, I mean, I love campus. I have everything I need here. I barely leave campus. Y'all can pay me, and I still want to go to Kızılay. So it's like that. You know.
Hocam, when you were in ODTÜ, did you have any sports or societies that you joined?
Good question.
Unfortunately, no. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be a part of some student clubs. I think I remember I visited the photography club, but after a few months, not a few months, after a few weeks, actually, I quit. And I also tried, what was it called? You know, diving club. I don't know what it's called, but diving
into the ocean, like that kind of.
No, pool.
Not the ocean.
I think pool.
Not the pool either.
Oh, from the
not
air.
the pool either.
I see. They were visiting Antalya to go and dive, actually. So I wanted to become a part of this club, but then I quit again. I mean, I also went to the theater club, and I don't know, somehow I didn't fit there. But this is one of my regrets. I would have, you know, been a part of a student club. So I think this is quite important in order to enjoy. So in order to, you know, enjoy the campus more, I think all students should be part of some student clubs.
Definitely, but I mean, you're an English teacher, so your English is amazing. You can probably relate to many international students, but most societies are in Turkish. This is what I found out. I went to at least 5 of them. All of them are in Turkish. I settled for dancing. I was in 2 dance societies because you can count in Turkish, tamam, but we're dancing using our bodies. I can do this, tamam. But like, yeah, I feel like this is one of the criticisms that I can give ODTÜ. It's a great place, but okay, your societies are in Turkish, which is nice, but you have
sometimes the classes even
too.
Yes, I agree.
I think, I mean, this is not because you are an international student. I see that, you know, in most of the organizations, there is a core, you know, group in that organization or society. And in order to be a part of them, I guess we need to struggle a little bit. I mean, that was also the same for various student clubs that I've seen. So they have a bunch of people, you know, they are working there for many years, for example. And if you are not that, you know, if you don't like talking much, then you probably will not have the chance to be among them. So
yeah. Is that English society, English speaking society group, something like this club?
METU or
No. Yeah, Hojam, I have something to tell you. I went to this event once at the embassy. You know, it was a Swiss hotel in Ankara. It was an African event. There was this Turkish guy who said, I said I was studying in O2. He said I used to be in O2. He said the level of English speaking in O2 has decreased so much. He said back in his days, people used to know so much more English. I don't know if you can relate to this, but that's one of the things he told me. He said these days people are graduating and they don't know, maybe, for example, so much English. And just to add on to this, sorry, I'm just going to speak so much and then I'm going to shut up.
Of course, bro.
I remember I had C programming lab once, okay? And one of the guys you're supposed to help me, okay? He's a master's student, but he's also there as an assistant professor. I don't know if it's assistant professor. He's there as a, what do we call those guys? Hoja, I guess.
assistant?
Anyway,
I mean, yeah.
You're supposed to help me out. And I asked him a question about coding and he couldn't answer me. And the reason he gave me is because my English is not good enough. And I'm like, okay, so Tamam, I understand. You can help out the local students, but I mean, you can't tell me you cannot help me because your English is not good enough. That is not my problem.
Dude, that's ludicrous.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. So these are two things. I don't know if what he's saying is true, that the level of English decreased. Yeah, but
before you continue, sorry, Leon, I was gonna add on to your story if you were done. You talked about that. You talked about that experience, bro. I also have a funny experience like that. And iPad was definitely in this classroom, but we weren't friends back then. It was literally the first day of classes, my first year undergrad. It was October 2018, right? I think it was October 2nd or October 3rd, 2018. We were in physics class, bro. 155, right? Elementary statistics class. Bodo just teaching. So we in the physics classroom. I'm sitting in the back all by myself. You know, not super extroverted. Just like, damn, who the hell is everybody? Blah blah blah. You know, like I'm, especially as a foreigner, I'm just like trying to get the gist of things. I think I got lost like 6 times my first 2 weeks in campus. Anyways, so Viljo just teaching class. And she says, does anyone in here not understand Turkish? Like she was gonna proceed to talk Turkish. And she said, does anyone in here not understand Turkish? I was the only guy that raised my hand. Bro, I kid you not, literally the whole classroom, like everybody, they turned around and they looked at me and they like kind of glared at me. And I like kind of gave them a stare back, like, bro, what y'all looking at me for? Like she's supposed to be teaching English anyways, bro. Like what y'all looking at me for? That ain't my problem. Yeah. So like I was hot for a second. I was like, whatever. And then she continued to speak English. I mean, obviously. So yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing they looked at you because like they wonder who's that guy. I mean, because
I was disappointed.
She was gonna Turkish.
As an international student, I was disappointed because I came to Turkey with a friend of mine from Kenya. He knew some Turkish. When I came to O2, I felt like everybody knows the English. But then I come here and from the moment I'm going to rector look, it's like I had to memorize this Türkçe bilmiyorum. I remember in my first month I had to go through with this. I should have probably had it as a tattoo on my forehead. And once at the airport, I remember I said this, and some guy told me Burası Türkiye, and I was like, oh my god,
I had the same reaction. Burası Türkiye, böyle bir şeyler yok. I was like, what?
But, I mean, you should teach these guys like Alper and Chet. You should make sure they come out of class knowing how to speak proper English.
Yeah, I mean, for the administrative staff, I won't be able to say anything because I mean they don't take the English exam. I guess I mean they are not supposed to prove their English level. But for the instructors, I mean that must be because of individual differences. But otherwise, I mean the medium of instruction is English in our university. And if you have any difficulties, I mean, you can just, say this to people. So this is how we are supposed to teach. From time to time, it must be a little bit, tiring to, let's say, switch to a second language. So in those cases, instructors may prefer to talk in their native languages, but otherwise, everybody should be speaking English in academic contexts. You're right.
I guess there's like one more reason for that to you, Leon, for example. I mean, people can be assistant by getting a grammar exam, right? Because there's like 3 exams you have to take to be an assistant. English exam, ALES, and I guess one more. And your GPA, I guess, okay? They are looking at 3 things, and then you're becoming an assistant, if I'm not mistaken, okay? So the reason maybe they cannot speak that well, but their English is good, actually. But they cannot speak. I mean,
True.
Yeah, this is the unfortunate case in Turkey, actually. I mean, you take the exam.
A lot of people understand. Yeah, but they can't speak. Yeah.
That's the classical sentence, hocam. I can understand, but I cannot speak.
Yeah.
I mean,
he knows. Yeah, he knew that.
Most they can even tell you the very complex grammar rules in your native language, but unfortunately they cannot speak. This is the unfortunate case.
Yeah, actually I can reverse and say the same thing in Turkish. So okay, first of all, oh my god, my mind is going crazy. Where I'm working, I have there's some Turkish superiors to me. With one of them, I speak not the best Turkish, but I can speak Turkish with him. But that's because he's more friendly to me. When I'm speaking with my boss, I freeze. It's like I cannot say even I cannot make a proper Turkish sentence.
Cold feet, huh? You get that cold feet?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe somebody is in shock, or maybe somebody is being very, very shy. And sometimes you know the word, but you cannot remember it until somebody else says it. So maybe this is why it's easy to understand, but not so easy to speak, because you may be talking, and then let's say somebody says a word, and then that's when you remember it. Like I was gonna give an example. Like I was gonna say tavan. So a lot of times we deal with ceilings. And so many times I want to go tell my boss, the ceiling, but I can't remember. But when immediately he says tavan, I was like, yes, that was it. That was what I was trying to say.
So Leon, one of them is comprehension, actually. The other one is production. So in one of them, I mean, when you are understanding something, you are making use of your comprehension skills. But to produce something is more than comprehension. So this is the case, unfortunately. So this is actually why babies cannot speak. So they listen to you, they understand you. You can tell this by looking at their, facial expressions, but they cannot speak. So this is the case for learning another language as well. I mean, you understand, but in order to produce something, you need to build on it.
I think we learned this in psychology class in high school. Yeah, some part of the brain, like some incognitive part of the brain or something. We learned about this in AP Psych class in high school, but I mean, that was a while ago. But absolutely. So y'all, let's continue on our list of topics. This is gonna be my most favorite one. Hocam, how has your English 211 experience, like class, been with our section, and specifically me and Alper? Like, what were your first, we always ask this question to every guest that comes on. Obviously, in this case, not Leon, but what were your first preconceived notions of me and Alper? Like, how's your experience with us so far?
Muaz is a noisy kid, isn't he? You see this in class. This guy is he's a nice boy, but he's noisy.
Loud and proud.
It's going great, actually. I mean, I love your section, and you are good students. So I enjoy actually teaching section 80.
Section 80, like K-Dot's album.
For real? You guys are section 80?
Yeah, we're section 80. Yeah, I told iPad, I said, let's pick section 80.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, what a coincidence.
And most of the students are coming from the same departments. Most of them are studying biology. So that's why actually they are, they are good friends. So I also have their energy. Although Muaz and Alper are coming from different, from a different department, and although they are, older than their classmates,
Fourth year,
I think they have good connections with them. So everything is going perfect with Section 80.
These are the best kids in Hoca. I can tell you that for a fact.
Leon, I appreciate it, bro. Eyvallah, baba.
They are really nice and kind. And
like
in
we said,
English 211 overall, I mean, this is the first time I'm teaching 211 actually. I mean, in previous years, I was teaching 101 and 102. And I used to love talking actually in 101 and 102. I was trying to, open a new topic for the students to discuss. So I think in this case, 211 was a perfect choice for me. So I mean, I said it before, but I would like to highlight it again. I mean, it's a great pleasure to learn something from students because I mean, they are. They want to learn something. They are researching on their own a lot, and they know a lot, and they have this enthusiasm to share knowledge. So that's why I love to talk to them. For example, I can learn the basics of 3D printing from a student, and from another student, I can learn a lot in terms of, marketing, economy, or maybe programming languages, statistics. So it's a great chance and pleasure for me.
Well, we all know that, Zaten. Alper's presentation. Oh yeah, I did this all by myself. These presentations, teaching the code about classing. I see you, Alper, teaching the class about codes and whatnot.
Bro, I just said it. I didn't mean to do that.
I'm just messing with you, bro.
Alper also has some artistic skills, actually. I mean, the data was visualized very effectively. Yeah, I enjoyed the visuals. I mean, they were colorful and everything was easy to comprehend.
That's our job, hocam.
Amazing. 211 is the one with Banksy? Is it the one with Banksy?
Yes. So we discussed about Banksy.
Wasn't that the homosexual paintings, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to verify that. Okay.
I think it went well. I mean, we were able to discuss a lot of, things related to Banksy and his art. But sometimes discussions may not go as I want them to go. So, for example, in other sections, unfortunately, there were some racism issues.
Really?
What happened?
Yeah. And I'm really not a very good, moderator. I mean, in the first case, actually, I didn't understand what was going on. And there was another student of mine, and I know him from another, course actually. So we know each other. And I asked him, so what's going on right now? What did he say? I couldn't catch it. And right now they are, arguing. But it was fine. I mean, after the class hour, they talked to each other. They were fine. So everything was,
that's good.
Everything is fine right now.
They made peace then. Okay. That's good.
Hocam, you said this is your first time to giving 211, right? So I guess you enjoyed giving the class. So
yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, but I also took some lessons actually. I mean, as you know, we have all of the graded assignments right now at the end of the semester. So if I can, teach the same course once again, the organization is going to be different. So yes, I enjoyed it a lot, but sometimes I am asking myself whether, my students think the same.
So,
since we're on this happen, you go.
So I was gonna ask that, did you consider to take again the next year teaching the 211, or you'll go to 101?
I would love to. If I have the chance, I would love to. I mean, it depends on the number of instructors and number of courses and sections actually. So if I can take it, I would love to, choose English 211 again.
And in statistics, there's like English 311, the CV documentation class, I guess. So can you teach that class too?
Yes, I can. I mean, I have the opportunity to teach it.
Hocam, teach it next year, please. Let's take it.
Yes,
or in the summer.
But you will graduate, right? Are you going
Next-
to graduate?
Next year
Next
hocam
year.
maalesef.
I was thinking that, it was your final year.
No.
Year, like we take fourth year classes and stuff, but inshallah next year hocam 1 year.
So if you can,
Okay, then.
so if you can teach in summer hocam, summer school, we can take
That
English
would be
311
clutch.
hocam.
That would be huge.
Yeah.
I am not planning to teach during the summer school, unfortunately.
I'm not wait. I will
Uh,
say this: if Hoca is gonna teach it next year, first semester, bro, I'll take a non-dep in the summer, and I'll take 311 first semester next year.
Of course.
Doesn't change. No matter.
But I'm planning to teach 211. I mean, if I can, I would love to teach 211. But yeah, we will see. And yeah, I will enjoy the summer with my son actually. So he's still very young, very small.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Of course, hocam. As you
I
should,
would
as you
love
should.
to,
Well,
be with
since we're on this topic, it may not be the best time to ask this, but since we're talking about class and everything, and we're actually having a live conversation, but I never got a chance to ask. My last presentation, you said like you loved everything was great. However, you just said the conclusion was a little bit off. So I just want to get some feedback in reference to that. What can I do to get my 10 out of 10 next time, inshallah?
So you shouldn't be jumping into conclusion. I mean, after you present the body of your presentation. So you should summarize the main points. So this is the important thing. You should help your audience remember the important points that were raised in your presentation. So you can, for example, say overall, today I talked about, blah, blah, blah. And later you should conclude with a concluding remark. And the concluding remark can be a suggestion, can be a recommendation, can be a question to think about, or it can be a quotation from a famous person from that field, or what else? I think it can be something that will conclude your presentation. So it needs to be something rememberable. So people should be able to remember it. It needs to be striking. So this is the thing, actually. I mean, after your concluding remark, you should invite the questions. You should be positive about receiving the questions. And you should also share your references.
Well, I appreciate the feedback. It's so much easier to do these things in essays and stuff because I'm a writer. I love to write. Like I'm used to this. Speaking, I just, it's so easy to wrap it up. So I just go with the flow kind of, but you're right. I'll work on that next time and I'll make the proper adjustments I need to do.
I'm sure
so I appreciate it, Hocam. Okay. What guys, what time are we at? We got just about a minute remaining.
Yeah, it's only 1 minute left.
I should have opened it because I don't have this time limitation.
Hocam is less than 1 minute right now.
By the way, Leon, I was just going to tell you that, you said that you were in the right university, but in the wrong department. So you can also change your department.
I tried to, but it was kind of too late to do that because I tried to do so after 4 years and I probably should have done so earlier. Maybe I'll come there for masters one day. Who knows? I really miss Turkey. Turkey is like my second home.
Inshallah.
Could be, bro. Could be. We do have about 20 seconds. So, bro, I'm gonna wrap it up then. Hocam, we really appreciate you coming on the show. A good 30, 35, 40 minutes worth of content. Thank you so much for your time, Hocam. Really appreciate it. Again, we changing the game. Thank you so much, too.
And we should do this again. And Leon, you should tell us if you come back to Turkey.
Okay, definitely.
For sure. Episode